Hello everyone, here we are at the Spielberg circuit in Austria for the second race of our Ferrari Challenge Trofeo Pirelli drivers, a mix of Pirelli and Pirelli Am drivers for round 3 of our 2026 calendar. If you were with us earlier, you will know that the cars were brought back into the pit lane, and the start will be in the pit lane behind the safety car in grid order. The reason for that was a car made contact with the barriers on the start-finish straight right at the start of the original start of the race, and the barriers have had to be repaired, and that's why we'll be going from the pit lane behind the safety car in grid order. So a complete restart with regards to where the cars are in that Fernando Moncher, who got overtook at the start of the race originally by Sergio Paulet, goes back to being in pole position effectively. And there you can see the Sergio Paulet car. There's Max Mugelli, driver of car number 3. All 3 of those are Pirelli drivers. The best of the Pirelli Am drivers is driver of car number 33, Michael Verhagen, who's ahead of Giacomo Rinaldo in the number 75 car. And then it is Danilo Del Favro, the Penske Sport Wagen Hamburg driver, before we see the next car, which will be Anders Bidstrup. Danilo Del Favro then, that we can see there, the Penske Sport Wagen Hamburg driver. So all these drivers have been lined up in the pit lane, ready to go. So the 29 car of Anders Bidstrup, then it's Nobuhiro Amada. Hendrik Viol with a bit of overtaking to do to replicate his form of yesterday. Then it's Herbert Guys, before we see Jacob Bidstrup and then Matt Rosner. Luke Zazzato is missing. Unfortunately, it was Luke Zazzato that made contact with the barriers, and whilst he's been attended to by the medical team, we are told all okay insofar as it can be. And so we wish Luke Zazzato a speedy return. So the car's standing by then, and Fernando Moncher, the Quadis Gallery Goat Racing driver, who did a great job in qualifying, achieved his first pole position. And yeah, he was usurped right at the start of the original start of the race, but right now he will certainly lead the cars away, because it will be the Richard Mille safety car that will lead the cars away on the formation lap. The start effectively will start the moment the cars leave the pit lane. The clock will start ticking down. The race duration has been reduced to 25 minutes plus 1 lap. And the mix of Pirelli and Pirelli Am drivers. The Pirelli drivers have a red strip across the top of the windscreen. The Pirelli Am drivers with a white strip across the top of the windscreen. And there you can see the view, if you like, from the drone of the paddock area here at Spielberg. It's in the Styria region of the very mountainous Styria region of Austria. Beautiful part of Europe, that's for sure, and a wonderful facility here, which the drivers love coming to. And we are about a minute away from the cars being told to leave the pit lane. And there indeed is the 1-minute board being held by the marshal at the end of the pit lane. And the race will start the moment the Richard Mille safety car moves. The race will be on. We are expecting the safety car to peel off at the end of 1 lap. However, race control can dictate that it stays out there for longer. I see no reason why it should, but it could. Just to give you every permutation of what could happen here. 25 minutes plus 1 lap, as I say, will be the new duration. Danilo Del Favro, the camouflage colour number 9 car that we're looking at right now, is a Trofeo Pirelli Am driver. Inside the 296 Challenge car of Fernando Moncher, the pole sitter, if you will. And okay, let's go. The clock starts ticking down, and we are effectively away and racing. Though, of course, no racing can take place until the safety car has peeled off into the pit lane. So, climbing up, and the exit from the pit lane here is the exit of turn 1. No crossing the white line on a pit lane exit. alongside me from my colleague from Germany, if you like, broadcasting.
Also, if you don't like.
Yes, actually, yes, that's a very fair point. Yes, Oliver Fendel. So after a period of repairs to the barriers, which had to be done to make sure the integral safety of the circuit is complete, we are back racing again. So my view is that the Richard Mills safety car will peel off after almost a lap, and we'll go back to racing. Your view as well?
Yes, definitely. There's no reason why continuing longer. Maybe one lap to warm up and to bring the drivers in rhythm, but not really longer until then. Because also we have to keep in mind that we lost already 5 minutes of racing time, so that's quite good that we get back into racing as soon as possible, because I could enjoy the drivers there and had the chance to chat and talk to them, and they are, they really want to drive now and want to enjoy the race as it is, and they are all a bit happy that things gone like they gone, and we will see. Obviously, one more lap, it stays out.
Indeed so. Now, sometimes what happens here is that the safety car will increase in speed for the second lap, just to bring tyres and drivers up to speed. So, yeah. The safety car then, we were expecting to come in at the end of the first lap, but stays out for a further lap, which of course race control dictate when that will come in, and it is there at their behest. Once you can see quite a lot of weaving going on, trying to generate some temperature into those tyres.
It was also the case that we lost 1.5 degree already.
Yeah, of course.
It's getting not dark. It's a bit not that light. We see the cloudy sky. That was not the case 1.5 hours before.
Sure.
You feel it. Some hope for some rain, but that would be too much for now.
Yeah, you're right. We're on board with Danilo Del Favro. You can hear and feel that he's accelerating and decelerating. The reason for doing that is because he'll be using the brakes. And the reason you use the brakes in the warm-up phase is that the temperature that is created through braking is dissipated through the rims and onto the tyres, enhancing the tyre temp once again. So we're on board with Fernando Monca, then very much weaving from side to side. Safety car coming in at the conclusion of this lap. That has been confirmed to us. Therefore, it will be the responsibility of Fernando Monca to decide the pace of the rolling start. And it will be Sergio Paulet that needs to anticipate when Fernando is going to give it 100% on the loud pedal and we get the race effectively underway. So this will be interesting. Now, Fernando can stack the cars up. It's his right to do that. But once he accelerates, he has to stay accelerated. You can't increase, decrease, increase, decrease your speed. It has to be constant. You can see him. He's trying to just not give Sergio Paulet any clue as to when he's going to go, and he's gone, and he's off. And I think that was a pretty good safety car restart from Fernando Monca. Sergio Paulet P2, and Max Mugelli is sensing the opportunity that perhaps he could move up a place. Let's go racing. Ferrari Challenge, Trofeo, Pirelli and Pirelli Am drivers. And the start-finish straight here into turn number 1. Fernando Monca leading then as Max Mugelli closes in, and Michael Verhagen closes in on Max Mugelli as well. Sergio Paulet putting the chase on to Fernando right now, but he's got 3 or 4 car lengths to make up, so he'll probably be the king of the late breakers into this turn. There's Max Mugelli, and right behind Max Mugelli is Michael Verhagen, who's got Giacomo Rinaldo for company, and then Danilo Del Favro, Anders Bidstrup and Nobuhiro Imada. They are all Am drivers, and the driver that's got to do a lot of overtaking, given his victory yesterday and his qualifying performance was not where it needed to be today. That's Hendrik Viol driving the number 92 car. He is further back down the order than we would have expected to see, Oliver.
He was quite relaxed when I was down the pit lane. took some chewing gums and was really relaxed and not afraid of being of the restart. I think he will come 2 or 3 positions in front. He's experienced enough. He has the confidence from yesterday. He has the confidence in the car. So I'm not worried that he will make his race again.
Well, certainly Hendrik Viol is a cool, calm, collected individual. There's no question about that. He was our Trofeo Pirelli Am champion last year. Got elevated to Trofeo Pirelli this year. And yes, he is currently running P4 in class, but that's P9 in the race overall. And he has got 5 Pirelli Am drivers ahead of him that he would need to get by before he could even take the chase to Max Mugelli and be on for a podium place. So that's probably quite a tall order. Now, Fernando Monca has got a 1.3 second advantage over Sergio Paulet, who in turn has got a further 1.7 over Max Mugelli. So the top 3 drivers are spread out pretty much, which is actually not surprising given a safety car restart. And the one that is under pressure is Max Mugelli. He's under pressure here. These are the 2 cars that you can see, set a picture here, but it's a non-class battle because the driver of the number 33 car is Michael Verhagen, who is a Pirelli Am driver. So he doesn't really, strictly speaking, need to get by Max Mugelli, but to be fair, if you're a racing driver and you've got a car in front of you, that's got a target on his back.
That's exactly what I want to say. Max Mugelli will feel that Michael Verhagen is trying everything to overtake him, but it does not interest him really if he is in another class or not. He wants to be 3rd overall and try to close the gap to the front.
The only driver that is being looked at in terms of track limits at the moment is Anders Bidstrup, who's running P4 in the Pirelli Am class. He's picked up 1 track limits warning. Now, the rule with track limits is and are you can have 3 warnings. After the 3rd warning, you get a steel rod of iron wrapped across your knuckles by dint of a time penalty. And yeah, just keep an eye on how things go with regards to track limits. Only 1 at the moment for Anders Bidstrup, and he is the only driver that's got a track limit warning against him.
Giacomo Rinaldo, it's also interesting to see his front. He has 3 stripes on that hold the front. Maybe it's a result of a contact before. We will see if they really last or if they get lost. And now you really can see that Michael Verhagen is pushing more.
You and I both know that in the history of our association with motor racing, which goes back until the Dark Ages, that
Stone's Age.
gaffer tape has played quite a part in many motor races, I should say. Fastest lap comes from Giacomo Rinaldo for the Am drivers. It comes from Fernando Monca for the Pirelli drivers. So Fernando then increasing his lead to 1.866 seconds. It's his debut pole position in the Ferrari Challenge today. Going to be his debut win. Only time will tell. And how much time? 16 minutes and 6 seconds and 1 lap. Anders Bidstrup under some pressure from Nobuhiro Imada. Nobuhiro Imada, of course, who drives the number 44 car. He of much racing experience. Only been on the podium once this season so far, which is very surprising, taking a very comfortable P2, if memory serves me, in the first race at Mugello.
But indeed, the season is not that long.
Right.
So we will see him back as well. And we see that the whole field accelerates at the moment. The speed gets better and higher. And here you see Jacob Bidstrup pushing on Herbert Geis, who's back. Normally, if the race wouldn't have started again, he would be out, but he has the luck after the red flag to come back, because the situation after the red flag was that only the starting procedure situation counts, and this is his luck to get back in the race.
Well, he's certainly having to make his car pretty wide at the moment from Jacob Bidstrup, who's trying to find a way by Herbert Geis. Then in the 6th position in Pirelli Am at the moment. Herbert is one of the enigmatic characters in the Ferrari Challenge. I think the world of him, and of course his team associate and driving coach Harald Procek, who is very much Austrian, very much successful, and very much can be a grumpy fella, you know. But Harold won't forgive me for saying that. He will forgive me for saying that. As once again, Herbert Guys puts another lap in the book, and Fernando Monca sets another fastest lap, and Michael Verhagen sets another fastest lap. Fastest lap is a 1:29.273, which is a quali lap time. We're seeing a few more track limits now. Sergio Paulet with 1, Danilo Del Favero with 1, Anders Bidstrup with 1, and Nobuhiro Imada with 1 as he continues to try and find a way past Herbert Guys. He nearly got to the inside line, but not quite.
Not with the man from Düsseldorf, the Western Germany part. Yeah, he's a fighter as well, and he will not give the position easily to Jacob Bidstrup, and he has to fight for. And yeah, you see sliding already on the back by Jacob Bidstrup.
As you quite rightly say, no one's going to gift you the opportunity. No one's going to indicate and allow you to come through and come by. And as you can see, it is Fernando Monca from Sergio Paulet and Max Mugelli. Graphics on the left-hand side of your screen. If the colour bar is red, it means it's a Pirelli driver. If the colour bar is white, it means it's a Pirelli AM driver. And we're watching the battle between Anders Bidstrup, I beg your pardon, Jacob Bidstrup and Herbert Guys. And this is for P6 in the Pirelli AM races. The Pirelli AM race. And as I say, the P6 position being contested by Herbert Guys and Jacob Bidstrup at the moment. Maranello Motors Pro Racing versus Formula Racing. Herbert Guys then through turn number 1. This is our overall race leader in the number 74 car, Fernando Monca, who has built up a lead of 2.4 seconds and sets another fastest lap. I spoke to him just after qualifying. First time I'd spoken to him, to be honest. We've missed each other as well. It does look like Bidstrup goes through on Guys, but is Guys going to come back here? So, Jacob Bidstrup has got through on Herbert Guys. Herbert Guys trying to come back. He's taking a look at the outside now, but is this trying to sell a dummy to Jacob Bidstrup? And will Herbert Guys dive to the inside here?
Wow, that's really interesting how to see Jacob Bidstrup. He's absolutely on the limit. Sliding second time, but he's accelerating from Herbert Guys. It was the only chance to follow him in the slipstream, but now when we are back on the last part of the circuit, he loses more and more the speed to continue like this, and he is the winner of this.
In replay, Jacob Bidstrup, and this is how he made it work then through turn 3. And you can use turn 3 as such a springboard for a fantastic overtake, that's for sure. And that was a textbook way of doing it. Okay, now Michael Verhagen has still not been able to find a way past Max Mugelli. I say still, because he's been close enough to be able to do it for lap after lap after lap. There's kind of nothing in it for him because Max Mugelli is in a different category. Max Mugelli is a Pirelli driver, whereas Michael Verhagen is a Pirelli AM driver. But you can see him almost pushing him through turn 3. And Michael Verhagen, who is not at the moment being threatened by Giacomo Rinaldo too vociferously, but both he and Danilo Del Favero has just set a fastest lap. So perhaps Danilo Del Favero's got everything up to temperature and everything up to pressure right now, including himself. And perhaps he's going to mount something of a challenge in the final 10.5 minutes plus 1 lap of this Ferrari Challenge Trofeo Pirelli and Pirelli AM race. So Mugelli holding on at the moment.
Everyone, yeah. And that's something they guessed that it will happen, and that could be interesting for everyone following him, because if he, and he is professional and experienced enough, hold on everyone behind, then we have a big battle group at the end of the race.
Becomes something of a cork in a bottle, is that correct? Thank you.
Nice picture.
Oliver Fendel alongside me here. He is my German broadcast colleague who I've known for 150 years. Despite the fact we've known each other, it's only with the Ferrari Challenge that we've had the opportunity to actually work and be on air together, which is really rather nice. So Danilo Del Favero then continues his quest. Fastest lap from this man that we ride on board with right now, who's running P3. in class, which would be enough for a podium, of course.
Yeah, but interestingly, Danilo is one of the guys who can really speed up in Sector 1.
Yes.
Hold the speed in Sector 2,
Yep.
but has big problems in Sector 3. And it's not a thing of a setup, it's something...
Oh.
No, it's something, he really makes some mistakes there. He knows them and he tries to find the right line. And during the whole weekend, it was not the case that he find it continuously.
Because the thing is that when you set a car up and you've got 3 sectors to set the car up for, it does mean, of course, it's always a compromise, isn't it, across all 3 sectors, the way you set the car up. And I expected you to say that it was the setup of the car. The setup is ideal for sectors 1 and sector 2, but not for sector 3. But you're saying actually it's more to do with the driver himself.
In this case, it is the problem is the driver.
Right, and he admits that.
Yeah.
So, well, he's not doing a bad job of pedaling the car at the moment, because he's pedaling it in P3 and pedaling it with the fastest lap as well. Just out of interest here, Sergio Powlett has had 2 track limits warnings. Sergio Powlett running in P2 is 2.5 seconds behind our race leader, Fernando Monca. Sergio Powlett, then Max Mugelli. They are the top 3, and they are Pirelli drivers. Top 3 AM drivers, Michael Verhagen, Giacomo Ronaldo, and Danilo Del Favaro, who we ride on board with right now through turn 3 as we go on to the Rosso Corsa. Giacomo Ronaldo pit wall, if you will, and the drone picks up the cars, making their way now from turn 3 to turn 4 to start the roller coaster roll down, if you like, through turn 4 and then the long sweeping turn 5.
Now, what's also interesting to follow is the second place driver, Sergio Powlett, because of his already two track limits. One more is free, and then he will lose maybe his position. Yeah, 5 seconds penalty is somewhere in the room, but the gap between him and Max Mugelli is not that big that he can easily catch this penalty.
You're right. Well, that only time will tell if that's going to be a problem, because he needs to pick up another track limits warning for it to become pretty critical. What is also critical is the fact that Michael Verhagen is push Max Mugelli.
Since 4 laps and does not find a way. Yeah.
Well, there's Hendrik Viol, who had a torrid time in qualifying and has not been able to qualify as he expected to. There is our race leader. The Quadis Gallery, Goat Racing, Fernando Monca. His margin is 2.3 seconds to the good over Sergio Powlett. So Sergio Powlett then, who came into this weekend here, having taken 3 wins, a P2, and he banked another P2 in race 1 yesterday. He lost the win to Hendrik Viol. I mean, he pushed Hendrik Viol really hard, but it wasn't doing. And to lose another first place today, but to a different driver, Fernando Monca, who is holding on to that P1 place at the moment. And as we can see from being on board with Fernando, driving the car really, really well, and it's a fantastic onboard shot that we're able to bring you of a high-speed lap, if you will, around the Spielberg circuit. Loving the colours on the number 74 car as well. We've got 5 3/4 minutes plus 1 lap of this Ferrari Challenge Trofeo Pirelli and Pirelli Am race. Danilo Del Favaro right now is getting a little bit closer to Giacomo Ronaldo. You can see the lap evolution over the last 2 laps. And Danilo has been quicker. I think
3,000 and then something more. Yeah, could be also an interesting thing. Next 3 minutes, next 2 laps, he has to close the gap. Otherwise, the time will run out.
Verhagen is certainly getting closer to Max Mugelli as well. So a lot can happen in the final 5 minutes plus 1 lap as we go through the kink, which is turn 2. There it is, whoosh. And then heavy braking going into turn 3, where you can make an overtake work, because there's 2 distinct lines through turn 3, both of which can work dependent upon what you're trying to achieve, whether you are defending or whether you are attacking. And at the moment, Michael Verhagen is attacking Max Mugelli, and Danilo Del Favaro is close to attacking Giacomo Ronaldo. but it remains as it was at the moment. I'll update you on the top 3 in each of the classes. As Danilo Del Favero sets another fastest lap, and again it's a quali lap time, a 1:29.811. So for Pirelli drivers, it is Fernando Monca ahead of Sergio Paulet and Max Mugelli. Then it is in the AM drivers, Michael Verhagen ahead of Giacomo Rinaldo and Danilo Del Favero. That the top 3 for the Pirelli AM drivers.
And Del Favero covered nearly exactly his qualifying time. You mentioned that at the time. And then you see what would have been possible in the qualifying for him if he would have tried a second attempt, but didn't. He did this morning, and yeah, then that's the result. And I think he will not be so happy with because this way he lost 2 possible positions to improve.
He is being coached this weekend by Eddie Cheever. If ever there was a famous name in motor racing, the Cheever name is one of those, and Eddie Cheever working very, very well with Danilo Del Favero, who I have to say, you know him much better than I do, because he is a country compatriot, if you will.
He's
as cool as a dude customer, isn't he?
Yeah, he is far away in the north. I'm living in the south, so I think compared to British Island, it's the same if you go for a visit to Scotland. Sorry for that.
Oh, don't be sorry at all. But no, I like Danilo a lot. He's a very unassuming character, but actually plies his craft on track really, really well, and always gives us some.
The really interesting thing is that he improves this year a lot compared to last year, where he was conservative, not risking too much. This year it's a bit a changed person, a changed character, with some more self-confidence and with some motivation to attack, and we see it on track.
Good. Max Mugelli then is still remaining under pressure from Michael Verhagen. Now, what's really interesting about that little dynamic is, with 2 minutes plus 1 lap remaining, Michael Verhagen, actually, apart from the pride of being ahead of Max Mugelli, will achieve nothing by overtaking Max Mugelli because they run and drive in different categories. As you can see from the red strip across the top of the windscreen of Max Mugelli's car, he is a Pirelli driver. The white strip across the top of Michael Verhagen's car he's an AM driver. As here comes Danilo Del Favero right now on Giacomo Rinaldo. If he could get just a little bit closer, Giacomo Rinaldo, regrettably for Danilo Del Favero, closes the door. But Danilo Del Favero means business here. It's a long way around the outside, but if he can push Giacomo Rinaldo just into making the tiniest of errors, you get the impression that Danilo Del Favero is going to be through. So Danilo at the moment is running P3 in Pirelli AM, but Danilo has threatened all race long. And we run the telemetry on the cars as well. Giacomo Rinaldo runs a bit wider than Danilo Del Favero. Of course, he will have the inside line for the next turn. But Danilo Del Favero, I think, is going to set himself up about now for a go going into turn 1. But Danilo Del Favero's got Anders Bidstrup right up his trumpet. So that's something to bear in mind as well, because Danilo Del Favero all of a sudden becomes not only a hunter, but hunted as well. We've got less than a minute, plus 1 lap to go. So it's this lap plus 1 more as the cars get away then, and Danilo Del Favero drops back a little bit because he's having to defend. There is his driver coach, Eddie Cheever, saying, now look, make that car wide, stick your elbows out.
And be patient, be patient.
Okay.
That's something really necessary, because you saw how much the gap closes until the half lap, and now he's done it. No.
He's done it. He has got inside. He's got to the inside line of Giacomo Rinaldo. Forgive me for interrupting you, but he set itself up. He rehearsed it last time around, and now he's done enough. Surely to take that P2 position away from Giacomo Rinaldo. Well done, Danilo Del Favero. He has done it and moves himself up into P2 in the Pirelli AM race. Giacomo Rinaldo is pretty annoyed about that, and you can see him trying to come back here, but I think Danilo is going to be able to stretch his legs now, because he's proven over lap after lap that he is quicker than Giacomo Rinaldo, and I say it 100 times in motor racing broadcast. It's all very well being quicker, than the car in front of you. You've got to find a way by the car in front of you. And Danilo Del Favaro did that with a plum, in my opinion.
He did it. He did it with patience and with cleverness, but he's at the limit. You've seen as well. And he got what Michael Verhagen is not.
Last lap.
And now we are in the final lap. Now he has to defend this, and interestingly, Bistrop is not in the position to follow him.
So here it is then, and it was through turn 3, which has been the scene of so much action over so many races in the Ferrari Challenge, and you can just get it right. And Giacomo Rinaldo was just probably 4 or 5 centimeters too wide. That's all it was. But that was enough for this man, Danilo Del Favaro, to... And look how happy his driver coach is, Eddie Cheever, as well. He rehearsed it last lap. He delivered it on that lap. And, well, that was a great overtake from Danilo Del Favaro.
And you see how good Eddie Cheever is as a coach, because he stays calm. He just analyzes, give him the call to the ears in the cockpit. But with all the emotions, you need to stay calm, because everything else would make your driver nervous.
Well, I'm told, and Eddie is one of those that tells me that when I talk to driver coaches, and I know hundreds of them, they all say what you need is a driver that is a sponge. He's just going to absorb everything you give him. As Fernando Monca takes his first win in the Ferrari Challenge and takes the checkered flag for the Trofeo Pirelli win ahead of Sergio Paulet, who takes P2. And it is going to be Max Mugelli that will take P3 for Trofeo Pirelli. But Michael Verhagen gets back to winning ways for Pirelli Am as he takes victory over Danilo Del Favaro. That was a brilliant drive, Danilo, ahead of Giacomo Rinaldo, Anders Bidstrup, Nobuhiro Imada, Hendrik Viol, Jacob Bidstrup, Herbert Geis, Matt Rosner. That was an enjoyable race, Oliver Fendel.
Yeah, Mr. Dave Richard, it was a pleasure to be here, to be with you all the weekend. And yeah, thank you very much. Hope to continue like this sometime in this season again. And congrats to all the great racers here on track in Spielberg at the Red Bull Ring. That's for me one of the best racetracks in Europe, and
I agree.
The racetrack showed why that will deliver really nice and entertaining races.
I agree. Thanks so much for being with us. We really appreciate that. Thank you, Oliver Fendel. Okay, so well done to Fernando Monca then, who has taken the win. Richly deserved to do that, to be honest with you. Cars all slowing down now. Michael Verhagen, of course, taking the win for the AM. So, as I said, Michael Verhagen getting back to winning ways, which is good to see. It's his 5th win in the Ferrari Challenge this season in Trofeo Pirelli AM for Michael Verhagen. So, well done to him. Well done to Danilo Del Favaro with a brilliant overtake, taking P2, and Giacomo Rinaldo taking P3 in the number 75 car. In the 29, it was Anders Bidstrup taking P4, and Nobuhiro Imada taking P5. So there you can see, Fernando is very, very pleased with that win, and so he should be. Did a very good job indeed. All these drivers had to pick themselves up, having had a suspension to the start of the race. And, you know, we just take it for granted that they can do that, but it's kind of not so easy. Look how happy the Quadis Gallery Go Racing team are about their driver. Let him get out of the car, come on. Well done, Fernando. This is going to be a really interesting interview when Ludovica catches up with him. Yep. And the thing is, this is something that we don't make enough of, that actually the drivers and the teams share the emotions. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. And today, I would suggest it's very good. There is Sergio Paulet then. Sergio will feel denied 2 P2s here this weekend. He's had a streak now of 3 P2s and 3 P1s. Max Mugelli back on the podium again, taking P3. Well done, Max, and Tina there to congratulate him. Here's Michael Verhagen, who, as I say, gets back to winning ways in Pirelli Am.
Can I give you this one?
Yeah, he's happy. Big thumbs up. P1. Back to P1, Michael. Let's get confirmation of the results then. Fernando Monca takes P1, Sergio Paulo P2, Max Mugelli P3. For our Pirelli Am drivers, Michael Verhagen, Danilo Del Favaro and Giacomo Rinaldo. They were ahead of Anders Bidstrup and Nobuhiro Imada. Hendrik Viol, of course, P4 in class, P9 overall. Then it was Jacob Bidstrup, Herbert Geis, Matt Rosner, and a non-classification for Lucas Azzato. So we are standing by to hear from our race winner. Ludovica will be champing at the bit in the pit lane to get hold of Fernando, and we will be hearing from him. Well, she's already done that, and he's standing by to talk to us now. Congratulations.
Fernando, congratulations. What a debut and what a day for you. Pole position, fastest lap, and you win here at Spielberg in your first weekend with Ferrari Challenge. So I want to discover with you your feeling.
Well, I'm really happy. You know, it was a tremendous work from the team. I think we worked very hard from Thursday. And yeah, we started getting everything together, and I think today was, yesterday we were close, but it was not enough, and today we were there for the pole position. And then after the terrible accident on the start, we managed to have like a nice difference after the safety car start, and yeah, I pushed a bit at the beginning, and then I managed the gap, and yeah. It was like from flag to finish, and yeah, it was a good job from everybody. I'm very happy.
Thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Well done, Ludovica. Getting hold of Fernando straight away. We will, in due course, hear from Michael Verhagen as well. He has got back, as I say, to winning ways for the Ferrari Warsaw team. Let's hear from Michael Verhagen then, our Pirelli Am winner.
Michael, congratulations. Not a very simple race today, but after the restart, you managed in the best way your car and your setup. So I want to discover with you more about your race.
Yeah, it was, like you say, it was very tough. Also the waiting doesn't help. You're completely focused and yeah, you have some delay. But at the end, yeah, I tried to keep up with the Max Mugelli with a good pace. Look a lot of times in the mirror to check if they came closer, but yeah, I kept the pace and saved my tires, and yeah, team did a really good job to put a really good setting this today, much better than yesterday. So we deserve, I think, especially the team, the P1, yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Well done, Michael. Job done. So the car's behind the Richard Mills safety car with Fernando Monca going from P1, and he made no mistake. When the safety car peeled off into the pit lane, he got the start nailed absolutely perfectly. But Guys was coming under some pressure, under no pressure whatsoever was our Trofeo Pirelli race leader. He was being chased by Sergio Paulo, but there were several car lengths to the good. Jacob Bidstrup getting by Herbert Geis through turn 3. And you can see the excitement inside the garages as well. And this was, for my money, the overtake of the day, as Danilo Del Favaro, who'd rehearsed it a lap earlier, gets through on the car of Giacomo Rinaldo. So Danilo Del Favaro absolutely determined, and into turn number 4, make no mistake, he got the overtake done and dusted. Brilliant job done by Danilo Del Favaro, driving the Penske Sportwagen Hamburg Ferrari 296. But Fernando Monca would win in Trofeo Pirelli, and Michael Verhagen would win in Pirelli Am. Delight in the garages. Delight in Parc Ferme.
For the first podium, race 2, Pirelli main series. Third on the podium, Max Mugelli.
Max Mugelli heads to step 3 of the podium.
Second, Sergio Paulet.
Sergio Paulo then heads towards the second step of the podium.
And the winner, Fernando Monge. And for team Quadis Gallery,
And
Goat
Fernando
Racing
Monge
team manager near the
goes
podium.
to the top
Thank you.
step of the podium, P1. And of
And
course,
now,
Quadis
national
Gallery, Goat
anthem.
Racing, Copa team winners.
Applausi, applausi, applausi. The
Applausi,
trophy
applausi,
presented
applausi.
by Andrea Mladusich,
Andrea
Ferrari
Mladusich, head of
Challenge
Corso Pilota and
the
head of
trophy for the
Ferrari
third
Challenge,
driver on the
making
podium,
the
Max
trophy
Mugelli.
presentations. Max Mugelli in receipt of the P3 trophy.
Andrea takes the second trophy for Sergio Paulet from
Head of Ferrari
Spain.
Challenge and Corso Pilota, then Andrea Mladusich.
And
Good
Andrea
guy.
Mladusich for the winner from
He's
Spain,
making the
Fernando
trophy presentation to Sergio
Monge.
Paulet and now to Fernando Monge.
And the trophy for team
And of course, Quadis Gallery, Goat Racing, also in receipt of the Copa
And
Teams
now
trophy.
Lavinia Scarduelli, Pirelli,
Lavinia
Martin
here from
Motorsport
Pirelli to make the
for
Pirelli
winner,
trophy.
Pirelli trophy, Lavinia and Fernando.
Lavinia Scarduelli.
And now Lavinia, Andrea Mladusich on the podium.
All on the podium together for photographs,
The drivers,
please.
please near in the first step and lift your trophy, okay.
Oh, what a great
Images and
picture.
pictures from Spielberg circuit, and Lavinia and Andrea out
Lavinia
of the podium.
and
The team
Andrea
manager,
make
wait,
haste their
drivers,
escape
wait,
before the
okay.
champagne.
Okay. Countdown, 3,
Who's
2,
gonna win that race?
1, champagne!
It's Paula, by some measure, in my opinion.
But to be fair, the champion of the day was waiting for him and let him.
Righto. Yeah, righto.
So thank you again. It was a great pleasure, Dave.
My pleasure always. It's great to see you. We've known each other a long time. We work together a lot, but we very seldom get the opportunity to be on the air together.
But
so.
we work on, and maybe the next 150 years we get some more opportunity.
Who knows?
Thank you.
Well done.
Grazie mille.
Good to see you, Oliver Fendel. So we see the slow-mos of the top three cars then. Max Mugelli, Sergio Paulet and Fernando Monge. Standing by for the championship standings for our Ferrari Challenge Trofeo Pirelli drivers. Sergio Paulet leading the championship. Luke Stasato moves up 4 places. Max Mugelli down 1. Fernando Monge up 1 as well. So bear in mind, a lot of racing still to come from the Ferrari Challenge before the conclusion of the season at the Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona. Here comes the Trofeo Pirelli and
from,
podium.
Italy, Giacomo Rinaldo.
Here comes Giacomo Rinaldo. Well done, Giacomo. That way. And step 3.
Giacomo Rinaldo, second on the podium, Danilo Del Favero.
The overtake of the day, in my opinion, came from Danilo Del Favero.
And the winner from Netherlands,
is fantastic.
Michael Verhagen.
And Michael Verhagen then for Ferrari Warsaw.
Team manager near the podium, Ferrari Varsavia.
I love the way Michele Mambelli says Varsavia. That sounds much more romantic than Ferrari Warsaw. So
National
well done, Michele.
anthem.
Here comes the national anthem. The spirit of camaraderie in the Ferrari Challenge is magnificent. You just saw Sven Schirmer there congratulating all the drivers from down there in the pit lane. Once again, head of Ferrari Challenge and Corso Pilota, Andrea Mladusich making the trophy presentation. First of all, to Giacomo Rinaldo in receipt of the P3 trophy.
Germany, Danilo Del Favero.
Danilo Del Favero takes the P2 trophy. And Michael Verhagen adds yet another race winner's trophy to his fairly significant collection, it has to be said.
Ferrari Varsavia.
And Ferrari Warsaw in receipt of a trophy as well. Lavinia Scarduelli from Pirelli makes the Pirelli presentation right now to Michael Verhagen. And all the drivers and our trophy presenters will get together for the photographs here at Spielberg. And lift up your trophies. Thank you. And who will win the champagne race on this occasion is going to be Verhagen by some measure. Have no fear. It'll be Michael Verhagen. It will be Michael Verhagen. Oh, I think it was a dead heat between him and Giacomo Rinaldo, if I'm honest with you. The number 75 car is engineered by Rosso Corsa and driven by Giacomo Rinaldo. The number 9 car, it's Penske Sport Wagen Hamburg, and the peddler is Danilo Del Favaro. And for Ferrari Vossavia, Michael Verhagen, driver of car number 33. Those the top 3 in Ferrari Challenge Trofeo Pirelli Am. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship for Trofeo Pirelli Am right now then. And this is how it looks. Here's the chart. And right at the top of the table is Michael Verhagen. P2 now, Danilo Del Favaro. He's moved up 2 places. Herbert Guys loses 1 place. Anders Bidstrup loses 1. But Giacomo Rinaldo moves up 1 place. So there's still a lot to play for in the Ferrari Challenge Trofeo Pirelli Am, as there is in all of the Ferrari Challenge races. So as we enjoy some of the wonderful images from Spielberg in Austria, all our thoughts and attention turn to the next round of the Ferrari Challenge here in Europe. As from the shortest circuit on the calendar, we go to the longest circuit in the calendar, Le Mans, where the Ferrari Challenge has 2 support races to the Le Mans 24-hour race at the Circuit de la Sarre in France. We can't wait for that, but for the moment, from Austria, I hope you've enjoyed the action as much as we have enjoyed delivering it to you. From everyone connected with the Ferrari Challenge, the emotions, as always, have been massive. We'll see you in France at Le Mans. From all of us here, bye-bye for now.